Hi, I'm Coyle, and in this video we're going to look at the cost of EPLI, or Employment Practice Liability Insurance, how premiums are determined, what you can do about costs, what's covered, and how you can get this important form of insurance coming right up. Alright, let's start off with a quick primer on what EPLI insurance is. A more detailed video on that can be found here. But in a nutshell, Employment Practice Liability Insurance is a form of business insurance intended to protect a founder, entrepreneur, decision maker, or company leader from claims that allege a wrongful employment act. These acts can be things like harassment, wrongful termination, discrimination, retaliation, hostile work environment, and a whole lot more. It can also include claims of this nature from non-employees, such as your customers or your clients and vendors. Employment Practice Liability Insurance pays for the defense costs and ultimate settlements, both of which can be very expensive for employment-related claims. Now, it's really important to know that employment-related claims are excluded from your business's general liability, umbrella, and other business owners' policies. Without specific EPLI coverage, these claims are going to be paid out of your pocket. Finally, just because you haven't had a claim in the past doesn't mean you won't have one in the future. Employment claims are pervasive and can be brought by even the happiest of employees. So there are several underwriting factors that determine the premium you'll pay for EPLI coverage. I'm going to run down them right now. The first one is the industry. Some industries have higher rates than others. Restaurants, law firms, manufacturers, and retail firms have a higher incidence of EPLI claims. Therefore, they pay higher premiums than industries where claims are lower. Number two is the company size. The number of employees will have a big impact on the premium. This stands to reason. The greater the number of employees, the greater the risk of an employment suit. Company revenues and payrolls are also used in rating EPLI policies. Number three is claims history. Companies with prior claims, whether they were insured or not, will pay higher costs than similar employers with no prior EPLI claims. Number four are the limits of insurance. The higher the limits you purchase will, of course, drive the costs up. We recommend that most small and medium-sized firms start looking for coverage at limits of at least $1 million. But I also recommend that you look at higher options and see what fits your budget. Number five are HR practices. In most cases, an employer must have some cursory HR practice in place in order to even qualify for EPLI coverage. The better documented your HR practices are, may qualify you for rating credits and lower your costs. Number six is turnover. Firms with higher turnover rates indicate a greater potential for employment claims stemming from wrongful termination allegations. So the costs are going to be higher in these situations. And finally, number seven is geography. There are certain areas of the country where litigation costs and the incidence of claims are higher, like in New York City, for example, and the rates for firms there are going to be higher than, say, in more rural or suburban areas. Okay, so you're probably saying, what's the cost going to be? Get to the point. And I know you can get frustrated searching around for premiums or just a general idea of costs. And yeah, there are going to be websites out there that say the average premium for a small business is around $1,500, or the cost per employee ranges from $60 to $90 a year. But to be honest with you, I'm not really sure that's a great way to go because there's so many variables in rating a policy. Look, I'd hate to say here that the average small business pays less than $2,000 a year, and then you contact me and it's actually $4,500 a year. That just doesn't feel right. But I will tell you that in many circumstances, we can get you a rough ballpark of what your cost would be with a minimal amount of data. No need to complete a long application. Let's just have a quick conversation. And in that conversation, I'll ask you 5 or 6 questions and then get back to you with some ideas of pricing. If what I come back with sounds good to you, we can take the next step and customize the plan a bit further. And here's another point. I'm not a high-pressure sort of salesperson. I'll go at your pace and not harass you if you don't even want to buy the policy. I'll answer the questions you have and work with you so you're satisfied. If that sounds like the kind of insurance broker relationship you're looking for, then let's connect. My contact info is coming up and it's also in the description box below. In fact, there's a link there where you can book a call directly on my calendar. Thanks for watching this, and if you think this is good content, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Thanks.